You begin with a simple claim. You are moving toward truth. You imagine steps, progress, and a final arrival. Yet the claim hides a deeper assumption, that truth is elsewhere and you are here. Ibn Arabi challenged this at the root. He taught that the path does not lead to the real. The path is the real expressing itself as movement. Journey and destination are not two. They are one event of being recognizing itself. In that light, every step is not a step away from ignorance but a disclosure of what never left. The question shifts. If you never depart from reality, what is the meaning of return? If the ground you seek is the ground on which you stand, what exactly is walking? Ibn Arabi lived in the 12th or 13th centuries, when philosophy, theology, and mysticism argued over distance and nearness to God. Philosophers sought rational structure. Theologians guarded transcendence. Ibn Arabi proposed synthesis through Wahdat al-Wujud, the unity of being. Existence, he said, is one reality appearing as many forms. What people call paths are the countless modes by which the real knows itself. The point of travel is not relocation but recognition. Your movement is God's self-disclosure as your movement. If all travel occurs within one being, where can any road begin, and what could lie beyond its end? You measure growth through change. You arrange your past into stages and your future into goals. This feels honest and useful. Yet you notice something. The sense of I am getting closer depends on a mental picture of distance. Ibn Arabi would ask whether this picture is accurate or merely convenient. He would say that awareness does not move. Expression moves within awareness. What you call progress is the unfolding of what is already complete. The stages are real as appearances, not as gaps in being. If every stage arises inside the same unbroken presence, is advancement a gain, or is it clarity removing a misunderstanding? Ibn Arabi explained that the seeker and the goal belong to one act of knowing. The real is not encountered as a second thing. It is the condition of encounter itself. You do not approach reality from outside it. Reality appears as your very capacity to approach. Your longing, your questions, your practices, these are the destination at work as journey. The path is God turning toward himself through you. To say I approach is to speak from the surface. To see approach appears within the real is to speak from the depth. If both traveler and destination are modes of one awareness, who travels, and what remains still? You tell your story with a starting point and a conclusion. This helps you remember. But the eternal is not arranged by sequence. Ibn Arabi held that being reveals itself in a single continuous present. What looks like before and after is the mind-ordering disclosure. The origin is not behind you. It is the condition of each moment. The goal is not ahead. It is the actuality of every recognition. From that view, first steps and last steps are perspectives, not facts. If the path is the eternal showing itself now, can you ever reach an end that is not already here? Ibn Arabi taught that the human being is the site where the infinite becomes reflectively aware. You are not outside the path evaluating it. You are the place where it appears. The path does not pass in front of you like a separate stream. It arises as your questioning, your choices, and your insight. When an understanding dawns, it is the real recognizing itself in a new configuration. Your role is not to push reality forward, but to allow recognition to be seen. If the path walks itself through you, what remains to claim authorship over its steps? There are many traditions and practices. They sometimes seem to conflict. Ibn Arabi understood this plurality as necessary. The infinite cannot exhaust itself in one form. Each path shows a facet of the same unity. Diversity is not a problem to be solved, but a truth to be understood. Your route is valid when it clarifies being, not when it defeats other routes. Plurality is how the one becomes intelligible to itself. The test is transparency. Does this way reveal the unity behind forms? If every direction opens to the same ground, what distinguishes your truth from mine, except the angle of recognition? You often wait for a special event to confirm arrival. Yet ordinary moments persist. Ibn Arabi would not dismiss them. He would say they are the disclosure you expect, appearing without announcement. Doubt, learning, fatigue, resolve. These are not obstacles beside the path. They are the path expressing its range. Experience is not a detour, but the medium of recognition. When you see this, you stop postponing reality until conditions improve. You allow the present to count as revelation. If the eternal speaks through what is already here, what remains to be found beyond it? To seek implies absence. But Ibn Arabi insisted that in the real, nothing is missing. The impulse to seek is itself the real turning toward itself in you. From the surface you move toward. From the depth, being moves as you. When search ends, nothing is added. Only the premise of absence is removed. The longing you felt was not distance. It was recognition warming into clarity. Effort had a purpose, but not the one you assumed. If the search was the sought in motion, was there ever a discovery, or only the end of a misdescription? Concepts help. They guide attention, but they cannot deliver unity, because they sort unity into parts. Ibn Arabi distinguished between conceptual knowledge and knowledge through presence. Presence is immediate knowing. That being is self-evident and continuous. It is not achieved. It is noticed. When you notice, something quiet replaces strain. Inquiry does not cease by force. It completes itself by seeing its object is not separate. Understanding shifts from about to as. If truth is known by being it, what remains for the mind to fetch from a distance? Your mind hesitates. It needs differences to function. Seeker and sought, start and finish. Without contrasts, it loses grip. Ibn Arabi respected the mind but located it within awareness. Thought serves but cannot rule the whole. When mind reaches its limit, it does not fail. It bows, you do not discard thinking. You stop asking it to do what only presence can do. Then resistance softens. Practice continues but without the pressure of distance. If even doubt arises within the same awareness, what stands outside to refute or confirm it? You began with a map pointing ahead. You end with a clarity pointing here. The path you imagined as movement toward the real reveals itself as the real moving as you. Steps continue, schedules continue, practices continue, but the premise changes. You no longer walk to acquire. You walk to witness. There is no arrival elsewhere. There is disclosure everywhere. Ibn Arabi's secret is simple. Traveler, path, and destination are one unfolding event of being recognizing itself. From this, effort becomes light, compassion becomes rational, patience becomes natural. Seeking does not end by exhaustion. It ends by understanding. If the path and the eternal are the same, who remains